Hello there, my name's Anthony. You're tuning into my YouTube channel, Anthony Allen Edits, the YouTube channel that is all about your video editing knowledge, hints, tips and tricks and tutorials, as well as teaching you guys how to video edit on Final Cut Pro 10 so that you can become a Final Cut Pro 10 video editing genius. And here in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about a blockbuster film called The Social Network, which was edited using Final Cut Pro 10. Okay, so for those of you who do not have any knowledge of what this film is, what it's about, I'm about to quickly give you a quick blurb, if you will, about this film and why it is relevant. The film follows Mark Zuckerberg as he is a sophomore in Harvard University before and as he creates the social network known as Facebook. Facebook is one of the biggest social networks on the internet today that has billions of users who log in to the site every minute. As I just mentioned, this film was edited using Final Cut Pro 10, aka Final Cut Pro X. And what does that mean to you? That basically means that everything that you see in that film that is done with editing is within your grasp. You can do absolutely everything that this film does. Now, this film made over $240 million domestically, if I'm right. I think it was domestically, and I'm not sure if that was in the first weekend, but I do know that it has made over $240 million. It has won awards over and over again, and the whole thing was edited using Final Cut Pro 10. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, because I don't have the knowledge right in front of my face right now, which is the reason why my numbers might be slightly a little bit off, this film was actually created in between the time frame of 2009-2010. Final Cut Pro 10 has been updated since the creation of this film. Final Cut Pro has more capabilities now than it did back then. And that is not the only film that was created with Final Cut Pro 10 either. There have been other films. Now, Jesse Eisenberg is the actor who's portraying Mark Zuckerberg. And in the starting opening scene, you can see Jesse Eisenberg with a actress who's portraying Mark Zuckerberg's ex-girlfriend in the first scene, having a back and forward conversation. In this scene, if you're an eagle-eyed editor like myself, you will see various things that are now available in Final Cut Pro 10 and have been updated. For example, there is an orange gleam over the shot. There is an orange tinge over the shot. This could be a sepia effect or an orange and teal. And what's been added to a bottom layer is a color grading. So there's been color grading to bring out the colors that are standing out within the shot, that are giving the shot some extra context. And basically the reason why this is done in social realism sort of films and docu-films is to sort of give you the real life feeling of the scene. Now, when you turn on your light in your house, most of your light bulbs will be yellow light and not a sort of natural sunlight. Now, that yellow light does give a sort of yellow tinge, and that is what is being portrayed here in this scene, as they may have been using studio lights within that scene that don't look as natural as an orangey tingy sepia sort of shot, especially in an indoor bar area, which is where they're having a conversation. That is one of the video editing things that stand out to me throughout the film and can be seen in the opening scene of The Social Network. So I'm just going to give you a little bit more context of where you can watch the film if you haven't already. On YouTube, you can search The Social Network, and there should be, at the time of me recording this video, the film that you can purchase on YouTube. So if you haven't seen The Social Network and you want to watch it right now, that is the way you can do that. If you are watching this at the time of me uploading this video, then you will find this film available on Netflix as well. So if you haven't watched this film and you want a bit more context as to what I'm talking about here, that is where you can watch this film. Now, again, why is this important to you? Why is this so impressive? And why should this really inspire you as a Final Cut Pro 10 user? This film made over $240 million, which means that if you get your hands on Final Cut Pro 10 or you're using Final Cut Pro 10, you have the capability to do that because Final Cut Pro 10 has been updated many times since the creation of this film, meaning that you have more at your fingertips than the creators of the social network. You have more available to you when using Final Cut Pro 10 today than they did when creating this film. As you already know, if you're a Final Cut Pro 10 user, the software is constantly updated and more capabilities are smoothed off, polished and added to the software to give you more of a full video editing experience and to keep up with the trends of today. So I don't know about you, but I am really inspired when I see that films have been edited, very successful films have been edited using Final Cut Pro 10. And this is what also gets me to talk to you guys to help you along your video editing journey, because you could be the person who creates a blockbuster film, you could be the person who creates the next critically acclaimed indie film, or a viral trend or a commercial or advert that absolutely captures the imagination of the world. You could be that person using Final Cut Pro 10. And although there have been other films that have been edited with Final Cut Pro 10, we will be talking about those in more depth later on here on my channel, so that we can have a more in-depth look at the editing styles that have been used. Again, in the Social Network movie, a lot of the color grading is noticeable to me as I'm a Final Cut Pro 10 eagle-eyed editor, and it may be noticeable to some of you now that I've pointed that out as well. But to a general audience, they will not notice these things here in the Social Network, as they do not use Final Cut Pro 10 and they're not an editor. They're not somebody who creates this content that they're consuming. And that should also inspire you as well, because that gets you to understand that when you think that something might not be of high quality because you're trying to really polish something off, you want to actually get the opinions of your audience first. Getting the opinions of your audience as well as critics will actually help with the pre-production of your production. So when you're going out there to create a film or a blockbuster film or an indie film or whatever it is that you're looking to create for an audience or to talk to somebody, always get the opinions of those who are consuming your content. So there we have it, guys. That should really inspire you and light the fire within you to get started with Final Cut Pro 10 if you haven't already. And it should also, if you have the software available and you've got ideas in your head that you want to create, this should also give you the go-ahead to go and create these things, or at least give it a go. It's been a little bit of a different video today, so if you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because I upload here on my YouTube channel daily. So I have an upload on my channel every single day. My name's Anthony Allen. You've been watching Anthony Allen Edits. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.